Morning, students. Today we begin another wonderful poem, A Musical Instrument by Elizabeth Barrett Browning, yet another poet of the Victorian era. It's a narrative poem that describes the decimation, that is, the killing or destruction of a large proportion of species of a riverbed, and the crafting or making of the god Pan's famous flute. He finds the reed, cuts it to the right size, and crafts it into a flute that makes the most beautiful music. But the speaker of the poem concludes the poem by condemning Pan for his violence. Why? That's the question. For that, we need to read and understand the poem. But as stated earlier, we must first know about the setting and background of the poem and who is Pan. This poem uses the story of Pan, the Greek god of the wild, hunting, pastures, flocks, rustic music, and shepherds, to emphasize the duality of art, that is, to stress on the dual nature of artistic creation. Pan is the Greek god, goat god, depicted as being a man with horns, hoofs of a goat, a beard, pointed ears, and the upper torso of a man. He is most commonly associated with other rustic gods, and the origins of his name come from an old word for rustic. Pan is often depicted with a seven-part flute. In this poem, Pan symbolizes the dual nature of arts. He is beauty and destruction combined. Browning uses the figure of Pan and his dual nature as both beast and god to question the meaning and virtuosity of art, poetry, and the creative method. Now, this much about the Greek god Pan. Now, let's learn about the mythological background or the setting of the story or poem in order to fully understand the poem. This poem is based on a mythological story of the Greek god Pan. So, in the story on which this piece is based, the god is seeking out a reed that was once a girl called Syrinx. So, reed is a water plant, of course, you know it. And in the mythological story, it is said that Pan fell in love with the girl and followed a wood nymph or fairy named Syrinx. So she attempted to escape his advances, and in order to save her from him, her sisters turned her into a reed. So Pan was troubled by this, as he could not figure out which reed, of which there were many, she had become. Rather than searching, he cut out seven pieces and fashioned them into the flute that now carries his name, the Pan flute, as you can see in these pictures. So now we come to the theme of the poem. The first theme is nature. Second is role of artist in society. Third is social injustice. Fourth is religion. So she deals with these themes by narrating a tale about the fall of the old order and inevitable rise of the new. Then there are interpretations. The poem has got a lot of interpretations. The first interpretation could be the one read as the simple form of Pan, the boy, going about mischievously while playing along a river, flowing river. He breaks the lilies and scare away the dragonflies and tears out a reed from the riverbed. Then there can be a second interpretation. The poem depicts man's beastly behavior, wherein he disrupts the peace of the ecosystem in a violent way. He destroys plant life in his chaotic search for what he wants, for his selfish motives. The spell of nature's beauty is suddenly broken. The innocent dragonfly symbolizes the fragility of nature. Then there is a third interpretation, the poem, which is very important also. The poem as a whole describes the destructive nature of poetry. The reed represents humanity. The reed Pan picks out and represents a poet, and the poet, that is the reed, must destroy themselves in the process of finding inspiration for their poems. Then there is also the interpretation in the context of the myth. Pan's behavior can be viewed as the deliberate act of violence against women. So these are some of the interpretations for this poem. Now, another thing that with this background, we must know is there is a narrator in the poem. That is the person who narrates the story of the poem is an unidentified third person speaker. So the third person speaker begins the poem, and so we are going to address him or her as the speaker of the poem. With this much as the background and setting and the speaker narrator of the poem, we are all set to begin learning this poem. Thank you.